Porsche was on the brink of bankruptcy back in the early 90s. The annual sales fell from 50,000 units in 1986 to 14,000 in 1993. One of the main causes for this decline was the Porsche's production process that was long due for restructuring and improvement, and that in its turn was driving prices higher and making Porsche less competitive. And to improve the situation, Porsche needed a saver, some kind of a new affordable model to replace 924, 944 and 968 platform segment. And the most inspiring and obvious example at that time was Mazda's success with Miata that was introduced in 1989. Miata was this real-life proof that there was a strong market for roadsters. And Porsche decided to do something similar to Porsche 550 Spyder from 1950s. The mid-engine design concept offered a high potential for dynamic performance and is typical for sports cars. It was a good fit and it was relatively inexpensive, but they still had to find a more efficient way of building this new car. And in 1992, Porsche turned to former Toyota engineers consulting company to help improving the process and implementing the Japanese production method. The method was to stop waste and build only what is needed and when it's needed at every stage of production. And following these guidelines, Toyota helped to eliminate the inefficiencies, resulting in better productivity and lower cost. The suggestions from Toyota led to significant advantages and helped to improve the competitiveness in the whole industry in general. The Porsche Boxster concept made its debut at the 1993 Detroit Auto Show, and the car was reminiscent of the 550 Spyder and reflected the evolutionary nature of Porsche styling. A conjunction of the words Boxster for the engine configuration and Roadster, as it was a two-seater convertible, the Boxster immediately fired up enthusiast imaginations. And Porsche promised to bring it to market with concept styling largely intact. 3 years later, the production Boxster made its official European debut with only minor detail changes under the model code name 986. It was the first new model from Porsche in 18 years, and 986 was the only 6 in the entire history of the company, following the 356, 911, 914, 924 and 928. And Americans had to wait until 1997 to get the car, but when it finally arrived, it was admired. The original Boxster featured a 2.5-liter aluminum boxer engine delivering 201 horsepower and 181 pound-feet of torque. And a 5-speed manual transmission was a standard equipment, and 5-speed Tiptronic S automatic with shift buttons on the steering wheel as an option. In 2000, the Boxster got its first upgrades, responding to fans and enthusiasts asking for more power. Porsche upgraded the engine to 2.7 liters, delivering 217 horsepower. More importantly, torque was increased to 192 pound-feet, giving the Boxster better traction. The same year, an even sportier version of the base model was introduced, the Boxster S. Paired with 6-speed manual transmission, the car's 3.5-liter engine delivered 250 horsepower. An upgraded suspension system and a new set of 17-inch wheels were added, and an additional radiator for better cooling. Braking was also improved with larger cross-drilled brakes from Carrera. By 2003, Porsche had sold more than 120,000 Boxsters, but competition in this car segment heated up significantly, and to get ahead of Mercedes-Benz SLK and BMW Z3, Porsche upgraded the standard Boxster's 2.7-liter engine to 225 horsepower and the S model engine to 258 horsepower. And to improve handling, the base car borrowed the Boxster's shocks and springs, and the S model got new longer and thicker stabilizer bars to help maintain some distance between the two models. Both cars also got lighter wheels. The second generation Boxster, shown at the Paris Motor Show in 2004, introduced as 2005 model, it was upgraded in every way. The look was more confident with larger air intakes to meet the power increase and more distinctive fender lines borrowed from the Carrera GT. The base model 987 made 240 horsepower from its 2.7-liter engine, and a 3.2-liter engine of the Model S was increased to 280 horsepower, and again suspension upgrades and the application of Porsche's active suspension management that improved handling. And And at this point, Boxster considered a success, but some of the earlier cost-cutting measures were too obvious, and customers complained about Boxster's interior quality. Good-looking enough when new, after some time, some plastic did not live up to the quality expected from Porsche. And this was fixed by 987's revised interior. It included a more premium-looking dash with new air outlets, 3-spoke steering wheel, a revised center console, and a set of 911-style seats. The limited edition Boxster S typically showed significant changes, and this time 2008 Boxster RS60 Spider crossed the 300 horsepower mark. Its GT silver paint was paired with full red leather interior, 19-inch wheels, and Porsche's active suspension management, and the louder exhaust system, and the output was actually 303 horsepower. Later, for 2009, with competitors like Nissan 350 delivering 300 plus horsepower for less money, Porsche had to upgrade the Boxster again. Direct fuel injection was added, and it was the first application of Porsche's 7-speed PDK dual-clutch automatic manual gearbox, and an engine increased to 2.9 liters for the base car that gave 2009 Boxster significantly more horsepower, the 255. The standard Boxster surpassed the original Boxster S for the first time. In the same time, 2009 Boxster S stayed with 3.4 liters, but power was up to 310 horses. And having taken the 987 platform as far as it could go, Porsche showed a lightweight 320 horsepower Spider at the 2009 Los Angeles Auto Show, and officially introduced in 2011, the 987 Spider was significantly lightened by losing its top mechanism, audio system, interior door handles, glove box, and storage compartments. More weight reductions were accomplished through the use of aluminum door skins and aluminum rear deck, carbon fiber seats, and lightweight wheels. Unlike the previous Spider editions, this Boxster Spider was considered a regular production model, and the change was already coming. And that is 2013 Porsche Boxster. It was given the 981 model designation. Improvements included better fuel economy, less weight, revised suspension system, and upgraded styling inside and outside. The car got new engines and transmissions too. While the standard 981 engine decreased to 2.7 liters, the output increased to 265 horsepower. It also received a 6-speed manual transmission for the first time. Boxster S received an upgraded 3.4-liter 6-cylinder engine with 315 horsepower and addictive new engine sound. And 2 years later, beating all of the competition, an even faster Boxster GTS arrived with 330 horsepower version of the 3.4-liter engine. Even with this extra potency, the underlying nature of the platform still shined. And finally, just when it seemed that the world had seen the ultimate Boxster, Porsche delivered the 981 Spider. In addition to incorporating the weight-saving strategies of the 987 Spider from 2011, the 981 got the 3.8-liter engine from the Carrera S, the largest displacement engine ever fitted in a Boxster. This gave Spider 375 horsepower and 180 miles per hour top speed. The suspension system was substantially upgraded. The steering was brought from 1911 Turbo, the brakes from Carrera S. The Boxster finally received 911 levels of power, but it was also the end of 6-cylinder engine. And all of this brings us back to the 2017 Porsche 718 Boxster. The flat sixes are done and gone, replaced by horizontally opposed fours. The base model 718 makes 300 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque from just 2-liter engine. The 718 Boxster S puts out 350 horsepower and 309 pound-feet of torque from just 2.5-liter engine. In addition to a 100 horsepower increase over the original Boxster S and nearly as much over the original standard Boxster, both turbo fours make 35 horsepower more than the 6-cylinder engine they replace. So finally, Boxster was a success. Between 1996 and 2003, Boxster was Porsche's best-selling model until the Cayenne came up. And by 2007, with the help of growing lineup, Porsche became the most profitable automobile manufacturer in the industry on a per unit basis. The Boxster got the job done while maintaining Porsche's originality and Porsche's core principles. And once this car was designed in hopes of saving the company, Boxster now is one of the Porsche's lowest volume sellers. It is surpassed in sales by Cayenne. SUVs are what is trending and selling, and Roadster's demand is not as high, but Porsche's company is way ahead from the company once on the brink of bankruptcy, when it decided that maybe an affordable Roadster could help to turn the company around. That's all I have for you today, guys. Check out my channel for my other videos, but for now, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.